Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. So in our last class we had started with our chapter number 3, that is Indian Constitution, right? So in that video I already told you about one incident which was happened, and in that incident there came a topic of the constitution, right? So I have already explained you what is a constitution and why is constitution made. So is there constitution in our India? So the answer is yes, we have Indian constitution also. Constitution means nothing but a rule book which is followed by all the citizens as well as the leaders of India. So this constitution was made with a group of some great leaders. I have already explained you about all of that. What is constitution, how does constitution works, what is written in our constitution, everything, right? So here are these creators of the constitution, right? The members who had made this constitution, right? So here are these people. There were many others also, but these were all the leaders, right? Creators of the constitution. Now let's move forward. See, over here there are some questions which you need to think about it. So see, why do we need a constitution? Have you thought? Yes, I have already explained you, right? So because because of constitution that has a rule book, right? Every small organization or a big organization, they have some set of rules. Same way, to run a nation or to rule over a nation, we need a rule book, right? So that is why the constitution is made. What if there is no constitution? See, think. What would happen if there was no constitution, right? There were no rules, no regulations, no any other permissions or anything, no legal rules. What would happen if there was no constitution? So, it was not possible to rule a country without a constitution. See over here, no country can function without a constitution. A constitution serves many objectives. It is a document which finally weighs the ethos and ideas of our country. So constitution gives us the objective, or it contains all the important rules, and it is the main document for our country. It tells about the kind of government our country would have, how to run the administration of our country. In a democratic form of government, we elect our leaders so that they can run the administration on our behalf. So as we all know that our India is a democratic country, right? So if our India is a democratic country, right? So it is not like the king's rule, right? That if a king is ruling, then his children or his child is going to rule, right? So every time we have to elect a new member. So to rule, they also need to know every time there is a new person, right? So we have to tell them, or they need to know how to run a country. So because of that, our constitution is made, in which everything is being mentioned, that how a leaders should run the administration or should run the country, or how the country's rules are being made. Everything, each and everything is mentioned in our constitution. In a democratic form of government, we elect our leaders, right? So every time, or after every tenure, we the citizen or the public has the right to rule over the country, and we select or we elect the leaders on our behalf, that who would run the country, that thing or that permission is in public's hand, right, or in the hands of citizen. However, there are provisions in the constitution to check the misuse of the power by the leaders. Yes, see, here is also something very important, right? The leaders or the head of our country needs to they also need to follow some rules and regulations, and because of that, that rules are also mentioned in the constitution. Now, our next topic is salient features of our constitution. So, over here, the first salient over here means the main or the important features of constitution. So, the first thing is democratic rule. So, here India has adopted the democratic system of government. As we all know that India has the democratic system of government. General elections are held in our country every 5 years, and general elections are held every 5 years. After every 5 years there are election held in our country. Next is citizen above the age of 18 are eligible to cast their vote. So people who are above the age of 18 are only allowed to vote, or they are only eligible to put their vote. We cannot imagine democracy without elections. So democracy means nothing but the citizens or the public have the right to select their leaders. So if there would not be election, we cannot imagine our country as a democratic country. So without election, a country is not called a democratic country. People all over the country play their role in electing their representatives. So there are the people all over the world, that means the whole the people all over the country, they all have the right to vote. Those people who are above 18, they are eligible to vote all over the country. Any voters of the country can contest an election irrespective of his or her religion, caste, class, or gender. The elected representatives rule for 5 years. So every person who is eligible or who is above 18 years of old, they have the right to vote irrespective. That means either they are of any caste, any religion, they follow any religion or any caste, they are allowed to vote. So there is nothing there are no departments or there are no groups who are not allowed to vote. Every person, whether they are of any caste, they are allowed to vote. Every citizen enjoys the freedom to follow religion of his or her choice, as well as freedom of speech, expression, and thought. So along with the right to vote, they also have the choice to select their religion or their caste or anything. They are allowed to follow any religion, and also they have the freedom of speech, expression, and thought. Next is secularism. So what is secularism? So basically, a secularism nation means that the government does not conform the norms of any particular religion in its system of governance. So secularism means any religions or any caste rules are not mentioned in our constitution, and there are no rules or no norms for a particular religion. All religions and all castes are equal in our constitution. There is always equality. There is not mentioned anything regarding the religion or any particular caste. Citizens are not discriminated on the basis of their faith. So there is no discrimination. That means there is no division or no partiality between the religion and faith. For people who believe something, there is nothing, no discrimination regarding any religion. Every citizen enjoys the right to follow and propagate the religion of his or her choice, and each and every person or each and every citizen of the country has the right to follow religion of his or her choice. Then next is republic. Republic means a government that obtains powers from people directly or indirectly. See, what is republic? Republic means the government has the power, or they has the power to, people has the power to select the government, and they have to, whether it is directly or indirectly, the power is in hands of the people. We have adopted a democratic republic system of government, right? Which means, what does that mean? We have obtained a democratic republic system of government. What does that mean? That means the powers are not limited in the hands of few privileged people, which means that the leaders don't have all the rights, or the few peoples which have power, they don't have all the rights. There is no limit. Each and every citizen has its own rights, whether it is accessible to the all the citizens, irrespective of their caste, class, religion, or gender. So every person, whether they are of any caste, any gender, any religion, any class, they all have equal rights, and everyone is equal in the view of constitution. So for constitution, all Indian citizen or all the citizen of the country are equal, and there is no discrimination or no certain rules regarding any caste or gender. So these are the three main important or the salient features of our constitution. The first is democratic rule, the second is secularism, and the last is republic.